Today is the 24th of August 2023. Okay, and I would like to talk about stem and leaf diagrams. Okay, we've been doing a lot of average work, more averages, median, mode, mean, and range. Okay, before I start the lesson, good luck to everyone who is collecting their results today. Okay, their Gcse results today. Okay, I wish you all the very best. Okay, thank you to everyone who has been watching our videos. Please, if it's helping you, consider sharing, subscribing, liking, and following us, depending on which platform you are watching from. All right. I normally write in the comment section, please follow my notes/script. Okay, what I mean is, for instance, if this set is 2, 3, and 7, if I'm explaining something about 2, then it's a 2. If I write 2 on the script, then it is 2. Okay, so just follow that. Okay, but if it comes out as 2, 3, and 5, it's not 2, 3, and 5. It will be 2, 3, and 7. Okay, and we've been talking about group data from our last lesson. Okay, and then we've done a couple of group data examples, and we said make sure the boundaries don't overlap. So if you have 1 and 2, then you can have 3 and 4. Okay, don't have 1 and 2, 2 and 3. You won't get the answer. Okay, and have equal intervals. So if you have 1 and 2, then it should be 3 and 4, not 4 to 6 and 6 to 10. Okay, try and do equal intervals. So if they've not given you the boundaries and you are doing it, do it such a way that you have equal intervals and it doesn't overlap. The chances are that they will give you the table and group it for you. Okay, now after, you can systematically find your averages by using the table format. So after finding the midpoint, you multiply the midpoint by the frequency, you total them, and then you can do your mean. Okay, now today I'll start again. I would like to show you another form of systematic listing. Okay, I've shown you how you can use sample space diagram to solve like 2 coins, 1 coin and a die, and then maybe 2 dice. Okay, now I've brought today a set 2, 3, and 7. Okay, so here we are. Here. Okay, so 2, 3, and 7 is your first one. So now with the 2, you have only 3 and 7 left. When you flip it around, then you have 7 and 3. So straight away, your first set of numbers will be 2, 3, and 7, 2, 7, 3. You want all 3 numbers occurring at the same time, not two. If you just want to, then you can go by the table and do the systematic listening. But if the question is asking you to do the how the three is going to occur, this is how you find your total outcome. So you have 2, 3, and 7, then 2, 7, 3. Now you've done 2, so you are left with 3 and 7. Now if you take 3 out, you are left with 2 and 7. And then if you flip it around, you have 7 and 2. So 3, 2, and 7. And 3, 7, and 2. Okay. Now the last set in the number is 7. So now if you take 7 out of the set, you are left with 2 and 3. And then if you flip it around, you have 3 and 2. So you have 7, 2, and 3. 7, 3, and 2. So now these are the possible outcomes. Okay, we've talked about mutually exclusive events where you wouldn't have two events occurring at the same time. So now you have 2, 3, 7, 2, 7, 3, 3, 2, 7, 3, 7, 2, 7, 2, 3, 7, 3, 2. So you have a total of 6 outcomes. So whatever you get, your denominator answer will be 6 because you have a total of 6 outcomes from this set of 3 numbers occurring at the same time. Okay, so now they might ask you to find like what is the outcome of only a set of having 2 and 3, or maybe a total of that. So you can use that, or having odd number. Okay, so odd number here is 3 and 7. So you can scan and ignore the ones that only have the odd numbers. Okay, and take the 2 out, which is 0 basically. Okay, so they might throw the question out to you in a certain way. Okay, and you have to use this outcome to the possible outcome to solve your question. Today we want to talk about the stem and leaf diagram. Okay, it's another way of organizing data in groups. Okay, so if you have a whole set of numbers, another way of organizing them is to use the stem and leaf diagram. So for instance, assuming this is a tree, that is your stem and that is your leaf. Okay, so for instance, if you have the number 15, you can put 1 as your stem and 5 as your leaf. Okay, 47, 4 as your stem and 7 as your leaf. Okay, 90, 9 as your stem and 0 as your leaf, etc. So for instance, if you have numbers in hundreds, you can put 10 as your stem and 1 as your leaf. So a 120, you can put 12 as your stem and 0 as your leaf. Okay, now consider the height. Okay, here, that's the data here. So consider the height in centimeters of 40 patients who visited A&E on a certain day. Okay, so as you can see, that is your data. Okay, so what I did here is my stem and leaf diagram. You need a key. So my key is 2/4. 2 is my stem and 4 is my leaf. So 2/4 means 24. Now, if I scan through the data, I realize I have numbers in tens, 14, and I have up to 71. Okay, these are people who visited the A&E. So what I did was I had my pencil on hand. So for my tens, I wrote 1 to 7. Okay, so 24 becomes 2 is my tens and 4 is my units. 21 is 2, 1. 33 is 3, 3. 42 is 4, 2. 51 is 5, 1. 67 is 6, 7. 51 is 5 and the second one. 45 is 4. 43 is 4, 3. 33 is 3, 3. 39 is 3, 9. So that is my first row. So as I went along, I used a pencil to cross it out. Okay, so that is the first row. So I did all the 40 patients. Okay, and then I got this stem and leaf diagram. Okay, now this is not arranged, it is as the data gave it to me, but it still look nicer this way than that way. Okay, now to find my averages, I would rearrange them from the lowest to the highest. So what I did is the stem remained the same. Okay, so now the leaf is the lowest is 4, 5, and 9. So it's 4, 5, and 9. So now what I have is 14, 15, 19. Okay. Now 21. When you look at it carefully, your lowest is 21. So I wrote 1. So after that I have 2. I wrote 2. Then I have 4. So 1, 2, 3. So I wrote 1, 2, 3. Then I have 7 and 9. So 7 and 9 there. So in the 20th column, I have 21, 22, 24, 24, 24, 79, 27, and 29. Then in the 30th column, if you look here, I have 30, so the first lowest number is 0. Then I have a 2, I have 33, 35, and 39. So rearranging them, I have 30, 32, 33 occurring 3 times, 35 occurring 2 times, and 39. Now, in the 40th column, I have 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 9, 4. So I'll write it as 2, 3, 4, 9. So here I have 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay, I'm rearranging them from the lowest to the highest. So now I have 42, 43, 44, and 49. In the 50th column, I don't have 50, but I have 51 twice. So I have 1, 1. Okay. Then I have 53 once. So there. Now I have 54, 1, 2. So I have 2 54s. Now 55, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 of those. I don't have 56, but I have 57, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So in the 50th column, I have 51, 51, 53, up to 57. Now in the 60th column, here I have 7, 2, 1. So from the lowest to the highest, I have 1, 2, 7. So I have 1, 2, 7 there. And then the last one is 71, which is 1. So now I've rearranged my data from there, okay. I hope you can see. From there to there, and then to this, okay. I hope you can see that. Okay. And you have to put down a key, which I've done. Immediately you can do this. Finding your average now becomes very easy, because now you've arranged all your set of numbers from the lowest to the highest in a stem and leaf diagram. Okay. So now the range, you can see straight away, is the lowest is 14 and the highest is 71. So if you subtract 71 from 14, you are going to get 57. So the shortest person was 14, and the tallest person who visited was 71, okay, on that particular day. Okay, so now your range is 57. Okay, Now the modal height, if you look at the stem and leaf diagram, look at 55, okay? It occurs 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what it means is the height of patients, 6 of them were 55 centimeters. So straight away, you can find your mode height, and that will be 55. So the modal height occurs 6 times. So that's 55. Now the median height, okay, the median height here is, we have 40 patients. So we'll have 2 middle height, the 20th and the 21st. Okay. Now another way of doing it is, if you look at the tally I've made, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 19th. Okay. Now, if you are up to 40, but the 19th and then the 20th and the 21st are the 2. So you quickly come to the table, okay, and look for the 20th. Because you've arranged it from the lowest to the highest, you can easily find that. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this is the first one, and 28. So 42 and 43. Okay. If there are 41 patients, you will only have one middle number. But 40 patients means you are going to have 2 middle numbers, and then you have to divide by 2. Okay. So 42 plus 43 divided by 2. So here again, 40, that will be your 20th and your 21st. Sorry. Yeah, your 20th and your 21st. Because if you look at the tally, you have 19, 20, 21. Okay, so it will be your 20th and your 21st, not 19 and 20. Okay, so the first 19 and then the last 19. So in the middle is the 20th and the 21st. Okay, so back to the table. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21st. So this 20th falls on 43 and 21st on 44. So 43 add 44 divided by 2. So the median height is 43.5 centimeters. Now, to find the mean height, it's difficult to look at the table because it's 40 patients. You have to add all, okay, and divide by 40, because here you are asked to do a stem and leaf diagram. So here your calculator is handy. So either you use this data, add them all up, try and not get muddied, and then divide by 40. Or what I did was to go by the stem and leaf diagram. So on my calculator, I did 14, add 15, add 19. Then you can write the answer down. Okay, 21, add 22, add 24, add 24, add 24, add 79, add 27, add 29. You can write the answer down. 30, add 32, add 33, add 33, add 33, add 35, add 35, add 39. Then you write the answer down. So you can work your name, write the answer for each column, okay, so that you don't get muddied. And then when you finish, you add the total, okay. So when I did that on the calculator, so here you can do it yourself too, okay. Try and get used to your calculator, okay. So when I did that, there, when I did that, I got a total of 1692. I divided by 40 and I got 42.3. Okay, so now in all, my averages from all this set of numbers, from the height of patients who visited the hospital, okay, I hope you can see. Okay, let me lift it up a bit. I reduced it to a stem and leaf diagram, which was not in order, and then I rearrange it. Okay, now make sure you are doing what they're asking you to do. Okay, so I'm explaining to you how to do a stem and leaf diagram. So you might have them arranging them for you. Then all you have to do is to find the averages. But if you have this data and you have to do it this before you do this, the arrange one, then they would have given you the time and they will give you marks for each. Okay, so you take time and do it once so that you can score all the marks. So now we've seen how to find the range. We've done the modal height, which is the one that occurs the most. We found the median height, which is the 20th and the 21st value. Okay, we found that on the stem and leaf diagram. And then we found the mean height. Okay, so now what we have here is the range, 57 centimeters. Okay, the median is 43.5. Is height, so we can leave the answer as that. The modal height is 55 centimeters. So we had a lot, 6 patients with 55 centimeters. Okay, and then the mean height is 42.3 centimeters. So if you look at the data, the stem and leaf diagram again, what it says is that definitely 14, 15, and 19, these patients might be children. Okay, so even in the 20s they might be children, and even in the 30s they might also be children. Okay, some adults are short, but there's not a lot. Okay, so you realize that in that afternoon they got a lot of children. Okay, 50 in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, they might be adults. So if I want to look at the data critically, I can confidently say that because there might even be young adults 16 who have heights 61, 62. Okay, so if I want to look at it critically, I can say that that afternoon they have more children showing up in A&E just by looking at the data on the stem and leaf diagram. Okay, so that would be my first thought if I saw the stem and leaf diagram. Okay, so far that is our findings. Okay, I want to show you the data again so that if you want to work with it. Okay, that is the data. That is the first stem and leaf diagram, not arranged. And this is the second stem and leaf diagram, arranged from the lowest to the highest. Okay, and these are the results. Okay, and these are the results. Okay, so basically this is how a stem and leaf diagram would look like. Okay, thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you next lesson.